Welcome back. It's crazy that you guys actually came back for part four. We're getting so much content. We finally got to meet Reese the last episode. And yeah, seems like a really good. Now we're actually gonna have dinner with Reese and his mom and family and all that fun shit. Hopefully it won't be a big mess, but we shall see. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so the last time we were here, we actually hung out with Reese. We did all this other shit. So now we're gonna eat dinner finally. Make sure you all wash your hands with soap. What are we washing our hands with, Dr. Kelly? I don't want anyone sharing their germs at the dinner table. Well, I was gonna say like everyone washes their hands with soap, ma'am, but there are some people. You know who the fuck you are. Sure thing, Doc. Yes, ma'am. Alright, you make your way towards the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of the hallway. Oh, look at Reese, little baby Reese. Is that Reese's dad, or is that high school Reese? I don't know. Feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a hospital waiting room. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it. Something dark, cold. Something that reminds you of the dusty tunnels you narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum just behind your hearing fills the air, and you feel strange. You're compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. Oh, bitch. Okay, open the door. Before you know, the doorknob is turning in your hand, your heart full of both deep and dread and a compulsive need to know what might be on the other side. What do you think you're doing? Well, there's something compelling about this door. No, there isn't. Now wash your hands. Return to the door. You won't let her interrupt you. You need to know what's behind the door. Oh, no, you don't. Come on. Wash your hands and sit down. Alright, so we're already on Homegirl's bad side. Love that for us. She grabs you by the shoulder, yanking you away. You do as she says, cleaning up under her watchful eyes and allowing yourself to be ushered back to the table and away from the door. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense. His shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with sharp, fierce gaze. Okay, Mom, why don't he have pasta on his shit? Oh, he probably... yeah. She sits opposite you. Okay, opposite from you at the far end of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the settling sun in the window behind her. Pills. She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. No, just dry? This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? No, it's from a jar. I work too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Well, you have excellent taste in brands. And if you ever want any tips on easy homemade cooked pasta sauces, you know No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Oof. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. I see why Tabitha would like her. And Kanika, she just folds. Like, there's like, I don't know what's her... Kanika folds. I don't know what it is, but she folds. And I feel like something's going on. There's a reason why she doesn't like Tabitha, and it's not just because Tabitha is mean. I think something else is going on. I also feel like Kanika, maybe I'm being a little bit too critical of Kanika, maybe, but I feel like she can just have a little bit leniency, you know what I mean? I don't know. You didn't tell me they came by yesterday. You were asleep. I didn't want them to wake you up. But you could have told me. Why? They were coming over today anyway. I would just rather know these things. Noted. Oof. for poisoning her kid for 18 years. God damn. Let's do small talk first. Thanks for putting together, Dr. Kelly. I don't usually have to cook for so many people. I'm just glad there's enough for everyone. It reminded me of what it used to be like when these two would come over. Hungry teenagers, eating me out of house and home. Oh, she's reminiscing about the good times. I should recharge your parents for all the foods you kids went through, honestly. It was like I was running a restaurant, not a doctor's office. Aww. What were Stella and Kanika like as kids? Noisy and messy, like all kids. Keen eye, suddenly there's a wistful look in her eye, like she's glimpsing back to some brighter time in her life. Kanika softens too, her shoulders lowering from their defensive place by her ears. And they always had those little projects, videos or crafts or animal rescues, whatever it was that had captured their imagination that week. The glimmer of joy at the corner of her eyes fades, her glower returns in its place. Okay, so like I said, noisy and messy. Didn't we bring a dead squirrel into your house once? Oh god, not the squirrel. I remember that squirrel. Didn't you think the dog could Frankenstein it back to life or something? I was like 12. I was very susceptible to what I saw in the media, and very sad about that squirrel. That's one of those things that keeps me up at night. I still feel guilty about bringing that thing into your house, Dr. Kelly. I'm just glad you didn't make it a habit. Okay. My cousin says she admires you. Really? I didn't think Tabitha could look up to anyone who isn't a Scarlet. Yeah, you wouldn't know that if you if you talked to her. You just didn't get to know her. She has tons of inspirations. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Ford. Oh, that's even worse. If she admires me so much, she shouldn't be afraid to come in for a yearly physical. Especially since our aunt and now her mother both passed away at such a relatively young ages. And I think the women in the previous generation fared even worse than that. I can't remember the last time I saw her in my office. She could get her priorities straight. You can tell her I said that. Maybe she'll listen to family. Why didn't you want me poking around in the clinic? You seemed awfully guarded about me checking out that door. Because it's closed. Doctors don't usually just let people wander around their clinic. Of course, Dr. Kelly, we would never. I'm sure Ash is just joking. Right, Ash? Shut up, Kanika. You know, I can't say I ever felt drawn to a place before, but that secrecy is starting to make it feel awfully compelling. Stella, don't you think of getting ideas from Ash? No one is playing hide and seek in my private offices. Not today, not ever. Ash, she doesn't need any more bad influences. Yeah, but what if it's haunted? The place was built out of an old Civil War hospital, right? There was a TB clinic too. Double haunted. I can't believe I never went ghost hunting here. Are you sure you don't want us to check it out? We'll have a whole bunch of extra experience after tonight. It's not haunted. Now drop it. Dr. Eyes briefly, nervously glanced at her son before flipping back to a position of annoyance. Hold up. Why are you so nervous? Can't help but feel like what you saw went beyond compassionate worry to be genuine fear. Okay. Let's ask about the danger. Have the police contacted you about Duke's body yet? Last I heard, they still haven't found it. Body? I was under the impression he was just missing. No, Duke, he definitely died. I saw the footage. And I saw it for myself in person. So did Ash. He's not missing. So how the hell did that happen? Stella said it was one of those things in the woods. The ditchlings. They made him misfire. Ditchlings? Oh, I see. This was for one of your videos, huh? Reese, you should know better than to lend any credence to Stella's little cryptozoology stories. I don't doubt that something happened to him, but I'm sure there were no little ghouls involved. I've seen them, Mom. Outside my windows at night. They're real. Ooh, she's scared. You don't have to talk to me like I'm a kid. I might be sick, but I'm still a capable reason, okay? Are you sure there aren't just raccoons or... Stop doubting everything I say. Stop trying to rewrite things I tell you to fit what you think should be true. There's weird shit going down in Scarlet Hollow. You can feel the tension at the table start to rise. Oh, bitch. Have there been any strange illnesses spreading around town? What? No. Are you sure you haven't met with any minors who have any usual symptoms? Anyone who seems sort of drippy or strangely ominous when they talked? Sorry to pry, just doing my due diligence. Absolutely not. I've barely seen so much as a runny nose, which is a good thing. If you're concerned about the mine, why don't you just have Ash ask Tabitha? I have no interest in violating HIPAA for your weird little investigation into nothing. Okay. Do you know Sam Wayne? Sam Wayne. Dr. Kelly takes a moment to think. No, doesn't ring a bell. Someone you know? Someone who's been following Ash around. Super mysterious guy. We have reason to believe he might have caught something weird, some kind of weird illness at the mines. He definitely looks like he could use medical help, so please let us know if he shows up or anything. If there's something harassing you, you should get the police involved. This isn't any of my business. Alright, she keeps looking over to him. I don't know if I'm on a timer here, but she's looking at him nervously. I feel like I don't want to ask her about that. Reese is a talented artist. You must be very proud of him. He has a lot of skill, honed through practice and dedication. Can't say I understand a lot of his pieces, but of course, I'm proud. Thanks, Doc. It must break your heart having to isolate your son from the world like this. It's just another unfortunate side effect of his illness. Both of us have just had to come to terms with it. It's not the life I wanted for him, but it's the life he has to lead. Maybe he doesn't have to. Oh, jeez, Kanika, your boots are heavy. Sorry, Dr. Kelly, we're totally respectful of Reese's boundaries, even though they might seem a little arbitrary and strict. Kanika, isn't that right, Stella? You can kick me all you like, but I won't change my bold attitude and outgoing personality. Thank you, Stella. You know, Doc, I feel pretty okay. I don't think having people over is all that rough on me. We'll see how you feel in an hour. What exactly does he have? He has a combination of genetic disease that give him a frail immune system, among other things. It's too much to get into, a lot of technical terms that I'd have to explain. It's not good dinner talk, and it can't be pleasant for him to have to hear it again, so let's drop it. I'm fine talking about it. I'd rather we talk about something else. It's time for Reese's mom staring at the table. Nobody's making eye contact with anyone else. We can. Small towns are full of drama. People meet when they're young and reckless, and it doesn't always work out long term. Plus, these hills are dangerous, and the job's even more so. Things happen. Not everyone gets some fairy tale ending. You can find happy endings anywhere, though. It doesn't have to be perfect, but people can still be happy even if bad things have happened to them. I guess living in denial is kind of happiness, sure. Okay, I see why Tabitha likes her. If you're the medical examiner, do you know how my aunt died? She suffocated. Tabitha says she suffered from sleep apnea, and at your aunt's late age, it can be deadly. She suffocated. I think Tabitha may have killed her mother. Matricide. She'd have come in more often if she'd let me know she was having trouble sleeping. We could have worked on a solution, and who knows, maybe she'd still be here. No one in the holler thinks they need a doctor until they're 6 feet under, I swear. Has anyone come in suffering from hallucinations? I'm not at liberty to discuss private medical information. Are you sure? Not even a little bit? It could help our investigation into the strange going-ons. It's not like you have to name names. Investigation into what? The mine collapse? Your little ghouls? I think this is best left to the professionals, Stella. Not someone who runs around in the woods with a camcorder. Oof. Judging by the police response so far, Dr. Kelly, I don't think it is. We saw some stuff down in the mines last night, and that I struggled to explain. Maybe if there were any miners suffering from hallucinations, we could just rule it out as a gas leak, but you were in an abandoned mine. The chances that you were huffing something dangerous and hallucinatory are through the roof. Leave it at that and treat it as an accident it was, not like some kind of mystery to unravel. Have you seen any sick animals? I'm a doctor, not a vet. Didn't someone come in with a sick cow last week? Yes, but it's not like I examined the thing. I told them what I just told you and sent them on their way. You said it had lumps. So someone's cow has ditchlings in them. Sure, it had lumps, but I assume it was suffering some form of cow disease. It's not something I've done much research on. I don't know how normal it is for a cow to be covered in lumps. Doesn't that sound like ditchlings? Are no farm animals safe from their devious clutches? Dr. Kelly, in Stella's footage, it looked like there was something pupating inside one of Dukes' chickens. I can't English. I bet those were the lumps on the cow. You really shouldn't have taken a look. You could have made discoveries previously unknown to the scientific world. Or I could have spread some new, horrible disease to my chronically ill son. I'll leave those discoveries to someone else. The more you talk, the less you feel like you're having a conversation. And the more you feel like you're treading on eggshells. I'm gonna remain silent. Because there's no good in... The reason why I'm remaining silent, because there's no good in picking that first answer. It's kind of like saying, oh, you abuse your son in a roundabout way. And I'm not trying to do that, especially since she's feeding us food. We remain silent and picking at store-bought spaghetti and dinner rolls. So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Ash is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. Fuck, Stella. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. He has a point. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I had to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Yikes. Damn it, I knew it. I knew this would be too much. He was upset. This wasn't our... Dr. Kelly, he was upset with you. It wasn't our fault, okay? You... Relax. Everyone, get out of my house. Please, just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. As you can see, like, he wants to, like, hang out with, like, his friends. Like, what would be the purpose of you, like, doing this? I don't get it. But we can't just leave him like this. Now is when he needs friends the most. No, now is when he needs me the most. I am his doctor and his mother. Oh, she one of those. It's a little weird to me. I know you care about him. I know that, and he knows it too. But all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave, please. He seemed fine before dinner. It always comes in waves, and I can assure you that right now, he's very much not fine. Now leave. Oof, the three of you are rushed to the door. We'll be back, Reese. I hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. How about this, Explorer? Something weird happened when I went to wash my hands. It was like I was forced to try and break into the clinic. Forced how? It was like something that was making me go there. I wonder, was it like the carving in the pit last night? Before you had that seizure, it was kind of like you were hypnotized. I wasn't there, but I guess I'll take your word on it. Hypnotism seems like a step up from what we've been dealing with, though. I mean, I don't know. A lot has happened last night, but the whole thing was very trance-like. I guess it was kind of similar. What if there's another carving in there? That'd be so weird. If there is, I wonder if it'd give you another vision. Maybe these things have something to do with the ditchlings. You're not suggesting we go poking around in there, are you? Of course I am. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not breaking into Dr. Kelly's clinic based on a bad vibe, Ashcott. Kanika, where's your sense of adventure? Alright, did either of you get an impression that Dr. Kelly is afraid of Reese? I could have sworn I saw genuine fear in her eyes for a second there. Are you sure she wasn't just being overprotective? I'm sure that's all that's going on. And she has every right to be. I mean, poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. I can't imagine what that's like for the both of them to go through. If anyone's afraid of anyone in that house, Reese is afraid of his mom. I doubt it, Kanika. I think you're wrong on this one because he seemed like he's not afraid. He seemed more understanding in the basement. He's like, it's just my mom. She just want to make sure that I'm okay and hoopla hoopla whatever. He doesn't seem like he was scared. I think he was more aggravated and upset, and that she was more afraid of him. Um, that's what I think. Plus I have the keen eye. Just saying. I think you're both reading into things too much. Dr. Kelly is good people. Look, I'm just saying maybe there's more to their dynamic than just him being sick, but it's not like there's much we can do about it right now. We could probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's grab Gretchen and get going. The sun is setting and we want to miss a second of the ghost action. Stella hurries off the Dunhill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkening street. Honestly, I wouldn't mind, running away. I feel like Stella likes to run away from her problems. She's the first one to dip. She doesn't necessarily um, really hone in into her emotional self, and I'm a little worried for her. I'm a little worried for Stella. Kanika is so against what's actually happening in front of her that it's borderline and like she's worried. She worries me as well. She worries me as well. Lit by the strange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Stella's right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. And this is where we will stop. Thank you so much for chilling with me today. Next part may be the last part because I feel like these episodes come in around 20 to 25 minute spurts, maybe. The episodes are usually around 2 hours in length, but I'm really excited to see what happens. I'm really excited to see um, what we see. Um, there's just there's just so much to unravel and unpack here. um it's going to be a fun time, so check me out on the next part 5, the next time. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch. I stream once a week. I post on Twitter each and every day about life, about my dog, about all the great things. And I'll see y'all next time.